Smoke still hissed on its body. Ben was furious. She wanted to kill everyone here. The majestic dragon's form was gone. Now it looked like a stranded shark, but its claws were sharper than before, clearly showing its murderous intent. Grandfather's soul whispered, "What about the legendary woman's appearance? It's changed again." He said that he entrusted his consciousness to the control of the battle, which is why the beast form has appeared. In this state, combat strength will increase once more, and there will be no distinction between enemy and ally. This shows his determination. Ben smirked from above. So Ben really intends to kill all of us. Original legend. Seems we have no choice but to join forces. He knows he's right, and that's what makes it so irritating. At this point, if we don't join forces, Miss Ben will kill us both. You rotten brat. No wonder Lin Ni keeps disobeying me. It turns out because of your bad influence. This guy teaches my granddaughter and then blames it on her for following a man. He doesn't see it that way. He just thinks it's the age for rebelliousness. Suddenly, a purple light appeared above the heads of the two of them. Looking up, they saw the inverted cage of the immortal phoenix, truck long, not far away. The dragon gently advanced closer, claws scraping the ground. In a protect stance over the grandfather and grandson, he softly let out a cry, signaling his presence. Then, a yellow membrane quickly surged up from the ground, quickly enveloping the area around the two people. Before it closed, Tian Long Kuyan also flew inside, completing the preparations for the nine-tailed divine transformation technique. Divine Iron Wall. One of the heavenly dragon hound's strongest defensive barriers has been deployed. If it only has strong defense, I'll use all my defensive techniques. The four sturdy legs surrounding the barrier show just how strong it is. Ben stays by his beast's side, commanding the heavenly dragon hound to fully strengthen the iron wall. It let out a soft howl. Without needing the master to speak, it already understood the importance of the matter. There is no time to hesitate now. The shield I used must hold with all its strength, but it seems it can only last for a few minutes at most. He said this for the heavenly god below to hear, forcing him to make a choice. To teach me the merging sea technique, or be dissolved into a watery trace by him. Choose. It'll be the death of me. I'm so angry. My hands are shaking. The answer is already there. He knows what I'll choose, but he asks anyway, forcing me to confirm it. I'll settle the score with you later. Nguyen Tien then made a playful threat and summoned a green light with his hand. This is a learning machine that records the legendary fusion secret arts. A bug in the forehead. In less than half a second, the biological electrode will transfer all the content into your consciousness. Ben looked at the small chip-like object in surprise. So advanced. I was still thinking about what to do next to buy some more time. Without this, perhaps only the original spirit route could have struggled to buy a little more time. But he has to study under pressure. But looking at his face, Nguyen Thien then had to say something sharp to ease the tension. What? Do you still think I will teach you every move and technique? His voice carried a hint of mockery. But just after he spoke, he saw the shadow of the Dragon King's blade flash by like a gust of wind. There was a faint swish sound. It was so fast that Nguyen Thien then didn't even notice. Still trying to tease Ben with another remark, he and his granddaughter were frozen in shock, their eyes only catching the movement, and they couldn't utter a single word. The arm holding the study device recording the sea techniques flew out of the body. Blood splattered everywhere. And yet, they say our enemies aren't paying attention. Clearly, he knows he can't let that machine fall into Ben's hands. The scene in front of us is terrifying beyond measure. The royal dragon had somehow managed to pierce through the iron wall to a degree no one knew, taking one of Lao Nguyen's arms, and easily made another hole on the other side to escape successfully. The entire protective layer, having been punctured with a large hole, immediately shattered. It was as thick as a concrete wall, yet it collapsed instantly, leaving 2DM, the dragon beast, in complete confusion as it turned around, awaiting the master's command. As for Yuan Tianshen, he's already screwed. Losing an arm is a simple matter, but the Jiao Long Huang's venom is a different story. He looked at his corroding arm, then gritted his teeth and swung his arm down, trying to cut deep to stop corrosion. Bits of venom-burned flesh flew through the air. Nguyen Tien then tried to save the old man's life, while Ben tried to grasp his severed arm. After his absorption, the corrosive ability evolved into a transmissible property. Just a touch caused the entire arm to erode in an instant, leaving only a small portion near the wrist. Luckily, his hand was still gripping the learning device. It was just too fast. Before I knew it, Ben had already incinerated everything within arm's reach, burning down to each finger. If it touches him, there'll be nothing left. The only chance to defeat old man Ben, to escape from here, will vanish with. But Ben is too high up. He's starting to feel helpless, unable to reach him. Unexpectedly, Nguyen Lin had been chasing from when she decisively swung down a long pink sword strike, using all her strength, fast and precisely cutting into the corrosive toxin, thereby freeing the remaining 4 fingers and the learning device. She raised her hand and grabbed it immediately, frowning, signaling to Ben up there. God, the learning machine is fine. But she rejoiced too soon, unaware that she was in the enemy's attack zone. The enormous shadow of the Jiao Long Hong fell upon her, stiffening stiffening her whole body. She obtained the learning machine but paid no attention to her surroundings, putting herself in danger. Upon discovering she was right in front of the Jiao Longhong, her face turned pale. Then the ground exploded with a boom. The icy dust swirled into columns dozens of meters high. Even the angels would feel a chill, simultaneously enduring the pain, mourning the severed limb, and calling out Lin Ni's name in a clear voice. Lao Lao anxiously sensed that his grandchild couldn't avoid the swift attack. Even he himself couldn't avoid it. The previous tremor was caused by Jiao Long Huang striking the snow temple with both hands, causing it to sink nearly half a meter. White smoke billowed, obscuring my vision. The spirits they saved were just going to meet their ancestors, but unexpectedly, the ground beneath my feet was empty, only cracked earth, making me grind my teeth in frustration. How pink-haired girl escaped? Of course, her own skills weren't enough, but with the golden lineage protecting her and that flamboyant master, it's a different story. Tian Long looked down and smiled confidently, while Su Ping carried the spirit stone in one hand, and in the other he grabbed the learning device she threw him, immediately pressing it to his forehead as the elder instructed. Only half a minute, but it could change many things. Jiao Long Huang knew this, so once again, he used his terrifying speed, extending his claws to attack Su Ping. He is now in his weakest state, with nothing to protect him from the enemy's attack. Half a minute feels like a whole year. Numbers rushing into his head, light flashing at extreme speed. The Jiao Long's hand is just 20 centimeters away from his face, but Ben is still smiling and nodding. Ah, so that's it. The streams of information vanished in an instant. The conversion process complete. In less than a second, those claws could pierce Ben. He flinched slightly. Then, he narrowed his eyes, looking at the man dangerously, softly reading. Union. Just those two words were enough to make Yuan Linglu excited and feel relieved. But then, her grandfather from below shouted loudly, "You idiot! It's the end! How dare you! How dare you use your hand to touch directly!" Just saying those few words drained all of Yuan Tian's strength. "We've already touched." Jiao Longhong let out a wild, maniacal laugh. It's as if he couldn't believe he had wasted his efforts on something so ill-suited for him. He chose to self-destruct in such a foolish way. Now Ben understands that the late Ben possessed the Sea King Trifon. A surge of spiritual energy flared up between the two of them, like a whirlwind struck Ben. From below, looked like he was being violently attacked. His body weakened. Damn it! Rong Jiao Long Huang roared furiously. Yet within that blue light, Tu Bing remained coldly calm. "Your attack, is that all you've got?" He was stunned, but quickly realized that Ben had completed fusion. "My turn next." The male lead, in his fused form with the celestial dragon hound, looked like he was wearing golden armor. Each dragon scale fitted his body like a tailored suit of armor. His hair turned red like a flamboyant player. His large eyes made him look like a spirit, and the dragon's head, which looked like a shield in his hand, now glowed in its eyes.